Hey everybody, it's Brent in Central Arkansas. Going to do an update on my 4 apple and a pear tree. It's been 4 years, 2015, May 2015, when I first cut that tree completely off. And this is 4 years later. Now it's been struggling some. It had what I believe is fire blight last year, and it looks like it come back a little bit this year too. At the very top up there you can see some dead branches that needs to be trimmed out. Just didn't get around to it last year. And then down here a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I think what happened at the trunk here was a freeze caused the bark to split, and I lost a lot of this face right here. So what I did was this year was I did a bridge graft here, and I think that is taken. It's not, it doesn't look dead. And so once that gets nice and settled in, I'll pin it back to the tree, and that'll help fill this gap here on this side. And you can see some new growth starting to overlap here. So it's probably about 25% around the trunk, about 25% swath there that's out. So what's going on with the tree? It's really a 3 pear and apple tree now. I had a branch here, it was either here or here, that was the commonest pear, and that one died back a couple years ago, I think, or maybe it was last year. So I cut that out. Now it's still a 3 pear tree, and it's Perdue, P-E-R-D-U-E, Moonglow, and what's the other one? Comus was the one that died out, and Hood pear. So there it is. The apple is Pink Lady, and this is the apple union here. That's where the original graft was, and you can see the apple is a little bit more aggressive than the pear main part here, the scion, which is the part that you graft to, graft with to the tree. And the apple is doing great still, and the original tree was a Cleveland fruiting pear tree, and I didn't want to have this particular one remain as a Cleveland. I wanted something useful, so I grafted this one, and as you saw 4 years ago, or may have seen, and you can see it now anyway. And I was going to do the other tree over there, but my wife said, no way are you going to do that. There are a few fruit up in here, but not many. The real big fruit is over here at the base of this tree. Yeah, it's early morning. And this tree, I took the bottom branches and I grafted onto with the 4 different pears, and this one still has 4 different pear types. And you can see walking up, it is just loaded with fruit on this particular tree. Every branched grafted part has fruit on it of all different kinds of the 4 different varieties. No apple on this particular tree. You see the fruit on this one. This is a different style. The little metal clips that I had on here are no longer on here, so I can't tell you for sure which one's which. But I know this one here that's near the ground, low with fruit, is the Pear. And I really like the Pear, so I'm going to let these fruit, and that's why the branch is close to the ground. Then I'm going to lift it and cut it back for next year, but I just want a lot of the fruit this year. That's why it looks sloppy, but I'll lift it up for next year. So that's what's going on with the grafted pears. Just this particular big tree, because I guess the root system, and it's just the lower branches here are making fruit like crazy. So, and I'm really enjoying that. So that's something to consider if you wanted to grow, graft onto a flowering pear. You could graft on the lower branches. This is Brent, you guys. Update on the 4-in-1 pear and apple tree.